Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research analysis before making any investment based on your personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our website or podcast and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. What's up, my future one percenters? This is Marathon Money, brought to you by Wincrease.com. I'm Cam Jones, Prince of the Stock Market. I'm here with my boy Xtro and also Kenny Coins. What's up, man?
What up?
What's up, man?
The new intro.
we had the new intro, man. It's like the Cosbys. Remember when you would watch the Cosbys and like every new season there'd be a new intro, and then you'd be excited to see the new intro.
Yeah, that was hot.
But man, let's get right into the market recap, man. So I was looking at the NDX, and like a couple weeks ago, a few podcasts ago, I was thinking that, we were still on track to hit some new highs in the summer, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went back down. NDX hit like 7,200, and so it kind of did that. And when it hit 7,200, I started to load up on, on a few stocks and things like that. I just wanted to know, did y'all see that same thing?
So the market did its normal shakeout, little shake move here, Hakeem the Dream move, Yeah, it still looks good, man. It still looks good to try to push higher. We enter into our normal month of volatility here with August, and
right.
We're sitting at, let's see, S&P last closed at 2840. So if we have a breakout above pretty much 2850, we'll see some new highs after that. But we're still looking good, man. I don't expect anything dramatic to happen too much. I mean, I expect that volatility to swing probably between 20 and 30 points on the S&P. But
you talk about like what about what's the time frame, like 2030? S&P really don't move like that on a daily, so you think about like on a week or something like that.
Oh no, brother, we gonna see some swings like that.
Oh, right.
We can see that in the S&P. We can absolutely see that on the S&P. On the VIX right now, let me check that. Yeah, it's starting to hit a little bit of a low too, so we might see another choppy session. So I'll take that back.
But hey,
I'll take it
remember,
back.
Hey, have your money ready, man. Have it ready to load up.
Yeah,
y'all load up.
You think Xtro? You think a choppy session's coming? That's what. Is that
looking
correct?
at things right now, I'm looking at the VIX daily. It's starting to hit low again, and then if I look at the weekly,
Because I was thinking there was gonna be a choppy session coming where it was gonna slow down for a little bit, and then pick up again in September. Everything was gonna keep going back up. I think we're gonna reach new highs between September and December.
I was just about to ask about, we entering that Christmas season. To me, the Christmas season shopping really starts when school starts back for everyone. So like that September session, that's when everybody, they ready. They got their money ready. So I don't know. I think you're about to see more the next earnings season, which is what it's going to be about October, end of October or something like that.
October, yeah.
Okay.
Because to me, we still haven't got, like, on the Dow, we still haven't got past that January high of 26,000, and then S&P, S&P just it just got off its freshly new highs. So like the only index that's lagging is the Dow. That's it. NASDAQ the NDX, you know what I mean? Those are just, they're freshly off their new highs.
Even though the Nasdaq is off new highs, some of the stuff I don't know if I think earnings season played a part in this, but
Yeah.
you know some of the stocks didn't
Facebook didn't
follow
do
that.
anything to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
them go down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Facebook lost 100 billion, it didn't even phase the S&P, the Nasdaq, or anything.
Right. But what I'm saying is, even though the Nasdaq hit new highs, stuff like Facebook, they still went down. Square went down a little bit. Teladoc went down. It was a bunch of
Yeah.
tech companies that dropped when I feel like they should have went up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying the same thing, but I think I realized I like I've said this before. When you was talking about the Nasdaq a few months ago, I really think the Nasdaq is where people need to be putting their money. The NDX, it's like I think that's really that index. If you're gonna really start growing some, I think that's the place because I believe that's where you're gonna see the it's so I think the Nasdaq in a few years is gonna be roughly around 10, 13,000 between those numbers. Um it's just the way technology's grown and the S&P too, man. I think the S&P is a good spot to put money in. I don't know about the Dow so much because the Dow's so volatile and it's so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Dow's movement affect the economy no more. Um, I think it just if it goes down, it goes down, but it doesn't affect the economy no more like it used to. I think now it's more the Nasdaq and the S&P is the two triggers now.
I can agree with that. The Dow has more of those old school companies in
Yeah,
it, but everything's going the way of, streamlining, saving money, technology.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not in the
even
near future, but in the future, I think the Nasdaq will pass the Dow.
even the small caps like the Russells, like I believe those are gonna be big too. I think people need to start paying attention, man. They're low numbers, 1,600, 7,800, 2,800.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget 8 years ago the Dow was at 6,000. You know,
Yeah, we just got to let people know when we talk about small cap, we're talking about like smaller companies. So these smaller companies, I think, are going to be the one that generate the next run. And this is why I always said the Russell is something to watch for that
yeah,
reason. It's been pretty stagnant as of lately, and I'm looking at the monthly here. Um, it hasn't broken its trend yet, so the Russell could continue to lead the way. But I'm still saying that this month is pretty much going to be choppy. I think things are going to kind of stay still. You're going to see some leaders make some new highs, but for the most part, the market is going to pause.
I feel you. That's a good assessment right there, man. There's a one new stock. I mean, it's not a new stock, but it's new in my portfolio that I've been grabbing up for, man, maybe about 2 months or something like that. Um, I've been grabbing up some GrubHub, man. So I grabbed it at first at like $98, and then I sold it like 120, and I bought it back at 115, and then it went down to like back down to like 198 again, but I just held on, and now it's back up. And I kind of like what they are doing with working with the other food companies, because I think that in the future everything is starting to go to this delivery system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got
yeah,
groceries going to delivery system. Um, you got prescriptions, and Grubhub is kind of doing their thing with on the restaurant side of things, with deliveries. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a good play.
What's the ticker symbol?
Grub, G,
GRUB.
yeah, GRUB.
Yeah,
So
the chart looks good.
I'm
And
over.
I agree, Cam. A lot of things are going into the delivery mode, and consumers want it. So it's going to continue to be that way.
Right.
It's going to be an explosion in that area. I personally started to experience like that Walmart pickup thing,
Uh huh.
and I absolutely love it, man. I love it. And right
You know
now,
what's gonna end up happening, which I can't wait for. Right now, I feel like delivery system is kind of slow, but I can't wait until this thing goes into full cycle and there's competitions. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
because I
Netflix
was
and Hulu
thinking,
right now. You know what I mean? Who can make the best original show? You know what I mean? I hope that kicks in where everything's about delivery time. You know what I mean? Right now, I feel like things are kind of slow. You know, we're getting in the swing of things, and if you order something from Uber Eats, bro, it's 45-minute wait, bro, 50-minute,
Well, you talking
almost.
about you. I think it's different in different places though. You in New York, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you got some traffic to
Yeah.
fight there, brother.
Like you're not
But
only in
still,
New York State, you're in New York City. Like I
bro,
mean,
and they throw a $20 tax on for delivery on top of the food. So if you buy something for $20, you're paying $40 for food. You might
Let's
as well
look at
just
it
go out
yo
this
and
man,
go
way,
that's
get it.
man.
crazy right there, man.
You asking somebody to pick your food up, and you mad you gotta pay them.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I don't even ask, bro, because one time I went on Uber Eats and I was trying to get what I think it was Checkers. I was trying to get Checkers and I bought something for I think $17, and then I looked on the thing. It says $42, and I couldn't figure it out what it was. And then I looked at the delivery. The delivery was $21. It was
They
Dang, man,
gotta
ridiculous,
eat too,
plus the
man.
tax.
man, they
You
got
gotta
you for
pay
your
their meal.
coins, Kenny coins. They took
Nah,
your
man, I ain't
coins,
spend
man.
20. I ain't giving no man $21 to deliver my food. I might as well get up and go get it. It cost me less. It
Exactly.
cost me way less to get the food than pay somebody to drive it over here.
That's gonna be what consumers are gonna face. They're gonna face people who charge an exorbitant fee for that. But in all honesty, let's look at the value in that. I mean, you didn't have to do anything at all. They had to do the work, so you got to pay for that. But I mean, for like a Walmart and stuff, what I was saying, eventually that price will go up because right now it's free, and you can't eat off that all day for the rest of your life. So
You mean
they're gonna
Walmart's
end up
thing is
having to
free?
do. Yeah, the Walmart thing's free. Where I'm at right now, it's like 9 stalls, whatever that you get to go to, and when I go there, it's normally between 1 to 2 other people there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang, within a year, once this starts catching on, this 9 is gonna be hectic because that ain't gonna work, man.
They're gonna
I
have,
mean,
but they're
they're
gonna have
gonna
a
have to
better
build,
system though.
they're gonna have to build a whole new facility just to service that. In my opinion, man, this is gonna get nuts. You
Well,
don't have to do. I mean, people have to do nothing but go on to their phone, select what they want, and then go pick it up.
who's
They're gonna have a better system though. That's the thing.
I mean, that's the system as it is pretty slick right now. I'm trying to think right now, how could they really build on that?
Yeah, dude. Like, they're gonna build like I know they will build like a separate department because
They're gonna have
right
to.
now there's no need to because they're not getting enough people to do the delivery system.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
right
about to
now.
ask, man. Y'all think somebody like a Lyft or Uber could be a takeover target for somebody like Walmart, Amazon, somebody like that?
No, Uber. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Uber's done.
Uber's done. Like,
Why's
what you
that?
mean?
Everybody's realizing they're a taxi company. Like everybody realized GoPro was a camera company.
Oh, GoPro, man.
Don't
Yeah,
bring
you
up those nightmares.
I'm telling you, everybody like I remember when because up here the taxi companies are just doing the same thing Uber's doing. They got their own app. You can pay for everything on the app. You know what I mean? You can call a taxi through the app. It's the same thing. You get to know the person in the car. You know, it's the same thing as Uber. There's a taxi eat now.
Taxi Eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
sounds corny.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You know what I mean?
They didn't think that name out.
Only thing different about Uber is that
I don't trust Taxi Eat. It feel like when I get my food, it's gonna be already open.
That sounds like a 6-year-old made that name up.
but Taxi Eat is a lot cheaper though.
Well, of course.
like
I mean, they
literally
opening your food,
35%
smelling it,
cheaper than
licking on
Uber.
it. You know what I'm saying?
He said, well, of course.
Oh man, this man, wow.
Taxi E. Man, come on, man.
What they charge you on the tax on Taxi
owner of
Eat,
Taxi
Kenny.
E, that's whack, man. Think of something better, man.
Well, tell me about my bad, Kenny. I interrupted you, man. Tell me about
No,
Taxi
no, it's
Eat.
all right. No, man, I laughed about it too, man. Straight up. The thing about it, man, the Uber's idea is so easy to replicate.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they got on everybody is that the fact that the cars that people drive, they use their own cars, so they don't like taxi. They still charging people to use their own taxis,
Right,
to use
right.
the taxis. Like Uber, man, somebody can roll up in a Bentley and you get into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They delivering you like a pizza and a Bentley.
Yeah, dude, the people do like up here. Up here, man. I took a Uber, man. I got into a Maybach.
Yeah, I mean,
It just says Mercedes Benz, and I got into a Maybach. That's the thing. It's like it's still $7, regardless.
Yeah, just to get a nice little Instagram flick, that ain't a bad investment.
doing it all for the gram.
Yeah, that's it.
But Uber, I feel like Uber is expensive though. If I remember I went to Atlanta and I was like, man, I'm just gonna Uber around. Like I could have rented a car for cheaper than Uber.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I'm the only cat on the podcast that has zero Uber experience.
Dang, how that happened, Xtro?
Yeah, I never got on an Uber, man. I never got.
Bro, it's not even worth it, man.
Well,
yeah, I haven't done that or Lyft at all.
So y'all
people,
y'all don't think that
people in
Uber,
the city, man.
Y'all don't think that Uber or anything or Lyft or any one of those companies are a takeover target for?
Oh, we were supposed to talk about that, weren't we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so Kenny thinks that Uber is a dead fish right now. I think that they are takeover companies, and I think that for the fact that what Kenny was talking about, which is it's easy to replicate, is probably easier for them to sell for somebody else to try to duplicate. You know, so it might be cheaper for a company to buy what they already have and not have to recreate that themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or it might be easier for them to partner with them. I don't know. But to answer Cam's question, yes, I do think they are a takeover target.
Kenny says no.
Yep.
All right. Yo, so I want to talk about a couple stocks, man. So I already talked about GrubHub, how I like that one. There's a couple other ones too, man. Carvana. Y'all heard? Well, I'm pretty sure y'all heard of Carvana. In our chat, somebody had recommended Carvana.
Yeah, somebody brought that up. I can't think of the name.
I can't think of dude's name, but man, shout out to you because when you brought it up, it was at like $22 and I bought it, and it is currently at like 45 something. But after I started to do a little more research into it, I really feel like that is the future of car buying right there.
What's the ticker symbol?
CVNA.
CVNA.
Yeah. Now
I think it was Amar. Is it Amar 8? I think it might have been
wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Okay.
It was somebody else. I forgot. Somebody who doesn't really talk that much in the chat. He just came in and was like, "Hey, Carvana." I think he said that he worked at.
Bomb. I'm out.
Yeah, I think he said that he worked at what's the other car place? CarMax.
Yeah.
He said he worked at CarMax, and CarMax was feeling pressure from. He felt like they were feeling pressure from Carvana, and to look into Carvana, and I was like, man, that when I looked into them, I was like, man, I mean, they look good. That's something new. They got vending machines for cars. So I was like, yo, let me hop on
Bring
in.
it down. Bring it down, because I mean, I remember it, but I didn't check it out at that time.
What they do?
I remember.
I remember it.
They just basically sell cars online, but the difference is you go online, you buy the car, they deliver the car to your house, or you can buy it and go to a vending machine, like a car vending machine that they have, punch in your number or whatever. The car comes down to you, and then you drive off with the car.
Stop. Stop.
I'm serious.
You lying.
So
I can see how this is a delivery service. How a lawsuit would come in. You go buy a car, you go pick it up. Some broke down Honda.
No, these are like real good cars, though, missing. Man. Come on, man.
So this is basically a delivery service, then, right? We're going along with what we've been talking about.
No, this is a little bit better though.
No, this is a car dealership. They just sell cars different. So what I like to look at is like how can they disrupt whatever
Yeah,
business they in? So they
yeah,
are very disruptive to traditional um, car lots, car selling people. And so when I saw that, I was like, man, let me hop in on that. That was the same thing that happened with Teledoc, Zillow, Square.
yeah,
You know,
But
all
the
it felt
thing,
like.
my problem with them, man, is used cars, bro. That could, like, you understand how many lawsuits you can get from that?
Yeah, well, I don't know the specifics as far as if you don't like the car that you picked or whatever, but I know that they have like a 360 camera view of all of their cars. Like it's really detailed inside
now
and out.
that's
This
dope.
company, this
Yeah,
company was open in 2013 and had an IPO in 2017. I don't like that, man.
I mean, that just seems like
that just
they
means they did a lot of raising.
yeah. So Kenny, you think what do you think about this stock? You don't like it?
The only reason why, the biggest reason why I don't like it is that there's a lawsuit waiting to happen. That's the reason why. The only because like if you go, you get a car and it's used car, not a brand new car is a different story. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing about them, man, there is no like salespeople. They're cutting out salespeople.
That's why I
Yeah,
like them. When you can
yeah,
Yeah,
disrupt,
that's
when you
hitting
can
that. Yeah,
disrupt like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like. You know what I'm saying?
and that's kind of what people's when you go to a car dealership, that's
That's what
people's
they
main
don't like.
complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you
you
know what would
putting
be
that out.
great, bro, if they franchise this.
That could be a possibility.
I mean, look at the
What?
growth. We already talking about
Hey,
growth.
cut me my check, bro.
Yeah, man.
Give me my check.
Yeah, we might have
Give me
to
my
have
check
private
now.
sessions now, man.
You franchise this, bro, it's a wrap. You don't have to pay no. You don't have to pay no salespeople. You can get
Listen,
yourself a 2 or 3 accountants. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Get yourself an office assistant, man. Go ahead, come pick up your car. And get
yeah,
like 2 delivery drivers. You good?
we might have to have marathon money special like private chat that we have to
Marathon money
sell.
like angel investing. And, like, just go in and just figure it out and just buy it. But if you look at Carvana's market cap right now, it's 6.3 billion, which I think is pretty
Which would also put it in the Russell small cap.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate for right now for them because they're not expanding anything. You know what I'm saying? They kind of just doing their thing right now. But when the guy in the chat first mentioned it to us, you know, at $20, you know, they, you know, a little bit over 1 billion, maybe a little bit under 2 billion. I felt like, yo, they were undervalued right then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I looked at it and hopped in because if they were at, you know, a couple billion in the low billions, but there's a huge growth opportunity. So if you can grow it, that means your market cap will go up. If the market cap goes up,
Yeah.
the market cap is related to the stock price. So the stock price
Right.
goes up. So that's what I
Yeah,
look for.
just for the listeners' sake, when we talk about market cap, we're just talking about outstanding shares versus the value of the stock. So if you got
Right.
1 million shares out and the stock is worth $1, then obviously it's worth $1 million market
Like
cap.
the
It's-
company's
it's-
worth $1 million. Right.
Yeah. I like this stock, and I like it for the same fact that it's disruptive, and it takes out the salesman. Period, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand. That is a pressure point when you go to the stores. You don't feel like being swamped by 3 different car salesmen. You know,
Yeah.
But that means
so
that more people have
this
to
makes
do
the
their.
user experience now simple, where you get to go online, do what you want, pick your car. Cam mentioned it can be delivered. I mean, that's what the whole thing of this market rush, not market rush, but the internet now is bringing to the consumer is that you don't have to leave home for anything.
Yeah.
It fits in the exact mold of what everything else is going up right now.
What were you about to say, Kenny?
Nah. So it's not really salesman. It's like customer service. So there's nobody pressuring you anymore to like buy the car. It's like you call up and say, "Hey, I'm looking at this 2011 Ford Escape. So this
That
is
what you're
what I'm
looking at right
saying."
now, Kenny?
And then they tell you about the car. You know what I mean? So they tell you about the car, and that's it. There's no pressure. There's no nothing anymore. That no dealership, no salesman. That's what they're all about. So it's pretty much a customer service type style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
I kind of.
So but hey, the good thing I like about this 7-day money back guarantee, 100% of your money back.
There you go. I mean,
yeah.
Another thing, though, 2 points I just want to make. I didn't even think of it as a delivery company like what we were talking about, but if you go back to what we were talking about about 10, 15 minutes ago, everything is going this way. Now you got cars delivered to you. You got food delivered to you. Groceries delivered to you. This is just the way things are going now. And then goes back to when I was saying earlier that eventually in the future, the NASDAQ will pass the Dow. Well, that's because the Dow companies can't do things like this. You know what I'm saying?
Unless the Dow changes everything up.
Right. I mean, the Dow could
say,
hey, how they kicked out GE and then they brought in another company. The Dow could say, man, we about to kick out, I don't know, some other company and bring in.
What company did they bring in? That's the key.
I forgot which one.
Ah, man, I totally forgot which one they brought in.
I forgot which one.
If you can't remember,
we got to remember Apple's part of the Dow too, so changes like that could happen.
Right. So see, they could bring in is Google in there?
No, Google's not in there.
Yeah, see, they could say, we're gonna bring in a Google. Eventually it could start looking like the premium companies of the NASDAQ, basically. The Dow could start looking like.
I think there was a rule. I got to remember my rules on this, but I believe there's a rule in the Dow that a stock can't be anything over $200 for it to be in there.
But Apple's over that, man.
Correct me
Apple
if
$1
I'm
trillion
wrong
market cap.
There is a rule in there for a stock to be in the Dow.
I don't know.
So basically, what you're saying, what you about to say is, if Apple significantly goes above 200. Or whatever the threshold is for the Dow. Let's say it's like 300.
Like 207 now.
Okay, let's keep it at 2. Let's say that the Dow, you can't have any stock in there over 2. You basically saying Apple's about to split.
If that's correct, I got to do my research on that. But I believe there were some rules for what a stock had, some criteria for a stock to be in the Dow, and I think that's one of them.
I think you're right though, because when Apple did that, what split did they do years ago? It was like 10-1.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
They did that so they can
get in the Dow.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that brought the price from like $900 something to like $98, and then they got in the Dow. So basically, if this is true, Apple's either going to
cheat code.
Yeah.
Perfect. We just forecasted to everybody, hey, Apple's about to split, so go ahead.
Right.
Which splits obviously.
I know Goldman Sachs in the Dow. No, that's not true because Boeing's in the Dow and they're at 348.
Hey, I could be wrong, man. Like I said, I got to do my research.
Yeah, I know that when they announced it, Apple split for that reason. The price was too high for the Dow, and then they split the stock.
There could be a price threshold. 200 could be just me blurting out a number. But
man, you know what I think it is? I think it's an evaluation of outstanding shares. Can people afford this at this point? I don't know, but I know for a fact that Boeing's at 350 and
it's in there.
Yeah, they're the only company on the Dow that's even that high anyways.
Yeah, if you're listening right now, go ahead and send us an email, whatever. We wrong somewhere.
Yeah. I go look it up at work on Monday.
Yeah, we need to know what the threshold is right there because, hey, we could tell if let's say that, okay, Boeing is close to 400. Let's just say that the threshold is 400. I'm just making it up.
Yeah.
You could almost tell when the stock is going to split at that point.
Right.
If they want to stay in the Dow.
Yeah. If they want out, then
right, they just
let it go.
Right. So, hey, marathon money, cheat code, marathon money cheat code.
Cheat code. Got that stock genie.
Stock genie.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there was this one company. There's like two companies I wanted to bring up to you guys. Have you guys ever heard of OXSQ?
OXSQ.
It's like Oxford Square Capital.
Nah, I haven't heard of them. What do
Nah, I
they do?
can't say I heard of that.
Bruh, pretty much, man. They're they have their dividend stock, and they're pretty good, man. Their values like their market cap's like 344 million, and they have no debt.
So they can
And
give pure dividends.
huh?
They can just give
See?
you pure dividends whenever they want.
So pretty no, so pretty much they're at $7, 7.05.
Yeah, stock closed at 6.99.
Yeah, but
Um,
after hours, like it's at 7.05.
I have to check. I have to check them out, man, because that seems like you said market cap 344 million.
Yeah,
That's like super low, man. I I would like to see if they have any growth opportunities anywhere. If they do, then I mean,
they don't know they do because what they do is they they basically buy loan debts and then get them paid off, and then the company owes them money off those loans. So the physical actual company that they go get those loans from those people
uh
actually gets the money for it, and they have other investments too.
oh, so they're loan sharks.
Yeah,
huh.
pretty much, but they do it way better.
Do they deliver the loans?
No, man, it's just
Taxi loan. What's it? What was that? He's
yeah.
called Taxi Eats. Taxi,
Taxi
loan.
eats.
Taxi loan.
Loan E.
All right, man. Yo, make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Camboni11. Follow me on Instagram, Camboni11. Anywhere it's Camboni11, man. What about you, Kenny?
Same thing, Ken Con 23. You can hit me up on there. You know what I mean? Anywhere pretty much.
What about you, Xtro?
And same thing at Wincrease Team. It's WINCRESETAM. Find us everywhere. Wincrease Team.
Yeah, and we make sure that you we started a new YouTube page. Make sure you go like and subscribe on the YouTube page. And we need some more reviews on our podcast in the Apple Store and the Google Store, man. So if you haven't reviewed us, leave us a comment. Tell us we suck. Tell us we good. It don't matter, man. Just so,
Everything else.
all right, man. What was that?
My bad.
All
I
right,
thought
man.
that was a new board.
I
Kill
know.
it.
Shit.
All right. I thought somebody was delivering death. Like, all right, man. We out, man. Till next
All
week.
right,
Peace.
man.
Peace.